Alright, du Schmuddel-Buddel, let's not screw this up this time. Ah, hallo, guten Tag. Yonder DataBard here, using my wonderful YouTube channel to talk about the most important things in the world, Schnitzel and bratwurst. Oh, I'm going to give you a beautiful recipe today. That's enough. Hi, YouTube. DataBard here. So they have gotten very wily into understanding how I work, and as you can see, I've had to come full circle because I really don't have any place else to go. So this is my last stop before I hopefully head home, where I can be safe from they. But I want to jump into things today because we're going to wrap up this whole data ownership discussion with the most important part of ownership, priority. We can all understand we're finite. Organizations only have so many resources available, and so they have to pick and choose what is important to them. When we talk about that, we have to figure out, as an organization, where does data fit into our organization in terms of priority? And this isn't just as simple as saying, all right, we can implement a technology that stores our data. Think of all these other things that have been in this series. Emphasis on data quality, awareness, that education of our staff, governance initiatives, so that we proactively take a look at our data in its whole life cycle, from the point it's entered in and into a transactional system, to the point it ends up on the report, to the point that we delete that data point from our systems because it's no longer relevant. It's a whole life cycle that could be supported with our data today. And for many organizations, again, looking at the statistics, not many organizations are prioritizing things this way. I think this comes down to two main functions, or at least two main things that need to happen in organizations. First part is ownership needs to take ownership. Again, business owns the data. To say IT owns the data is kind of like saying in our car analogy that the mechanic who does work on your car owns your car. Doesn't make sense, right? You own the car, you make the final decisions. So we need to make those decisions, and part of that, in the hard decision, is to prioritize data initiatives within your organization. Second part that comes into this, and this is the part that is especially crucial. Data prioritization is not a one and done thing. It's a culture change. We think about it in terms of cars. The cars that we value the most are the ones that they're the Corvettes, the Camaros, the cars that are maintained well over a long period of time. Get that definition of being a vintage car, and then you're showing it at car shows all over the world. Data could head in that same direction. But it doesn't just magically happen. It requires dedication. It requires prioritization, so that to say storing data is not enough, we need to do all of these other things as well. And that's because it keeps our data healthy. And as is data ownership, we want our data to be as healthy as possible. So if you're looking to improve the state of things for your organization, here are a couple steps that you can take. First thing, talk to your executives. Find those that you feel really own the data in your organization and ask them, where does things like data quality measurement, data governance initiatives, or even education of staff fit within their data strategy? And if not, let's at least start the conversation and talk about the possibilities and see if we can get that sort of thing prioritized. Second thing you can do, and I'll say this is the secret sauce I found for most organizations I've worked with a successful strategy. They have one thing in common. There's a strong relationship between IT and business staff where they work cohesively together, specifically around data initiatives. It's not IT being considered the experts on data. It's the business is the experts on data and defining data, and IT is the implementer. You get that sort of good relationship in place, and you have the opportunity to have a very long, successful data strategy for your organization. And for me to try and keep myself going long term, this means I have no choice but to go home. So I'm going to try and get back into this and sneak out. Until then, I hope you love this recipe. Thank you. DataBard signing off, and I hope to see you next time. Auf Wiedersehen.